The recall had begun to speak. Across every public screen, every wristband feed, and every bureau terminal, Director Soren Quill addressed the nation with the calm patience of a man who believed he was offering salvation. Elena sat on the edge of her couch, still wearing the coat she had worn to the parish box. The quiet envelopes, the deliberate pauses, the human care she had witnessed only hours earlier still clung to her like the scent of candle smoke. On the screen, Director Quill stood at a plain lectern, the bureau seal behind him. His voice was measured, almost kind. Citizens, in 12 days, the recall window opens. This is not the end of freedom. It is the end of fracture. For too long, we have tolerated the small erosions, the unrecorded exchanges, the cash that moved outside the common ledger, the quiet agreements between hands that left no durable place in public memory. We called these things private. We were mistaken. They were breaks in continuity. Opacity is not neutrality. Opacity is social violence. Every bill that passes without record creates a zone in which obligation can be hidden, contribution can be evaded, and power can move without answerability. The undocumented laborer disappears there. The side gig escapes the common burden there. The hidden favor, the off-ledger mercy, the private vice, all of them appear small in isolation. But a society is not broken by spectacle. It is broken by tolerated illegibility, accumulated over time. Elena's hands tightened in her lap. She could still see the elderly man smoothing the bill before placing it in the poor box. The father slipping medicine money into an unmarked envelope. The woman with the peaches. The lattice does not punish. It remembers, and complete memory is the precondition of fairness. In 12 days, 7 years of partial bill movement history will begin fusion with sovereign digital accounts. No more unresolved gray arcs. No more chains that dissolve at the moment public meaning is most required. When the last physical note is exchanged, continuity will at last become whole. This is not confiscation. It is civic completion. Bring your cash. Bring your uncertainty. Bring even the parts of your life you once believed too minor to matter. A mature society does not ask its citizens to carry private burdens in darkness. Carries them together in the light. The transmission faded to the bureau seal. For a long moment, Elena did not move. The apartment was silent except for the low mechanical hum of the climate system. We called it continuity, but it was authorship. She stood and walked to the window. The city grid stretched out below her, orderly and glowing. Somewhere in that grid, small envelopes of cash were still moving between people who believed mercy should not require permission. Director Quill had not raised his voice once. He had not threatened. He had simply translated the quiet care Elena had witnessed in the parish box into the language of fracture, opacity, and public harm. And in his calm certainty, she heard the doctrine in its final form. The state was not content to record life. It intended to become its only legitimate narrator. The speech was over, but its logic remained in the room like a second climate system, cleaner and colder than the first. Tomorrow Elena would reopen the sealed record of her brother's death and begin counting the contradictions that official memory had been trained to call order.